The Texas Jail Commission mandates a staffing ratio between staff and inmates. Um, the number of staff that we have allocated in the budget is just enough staff to meet that ratio when they're all hired. When we're fully staffed, we can just meet the ratio to staff this facility. So every time we get a vacancy, that's a vacancy that's going to have to be covered by overtime. There are other factors that go into driving overtime costs. One of them being hospitalization. We don't budget staff to go sit with a prisoner at the hospital, and there have been times where we've had up to 3-4 prisoners in the hospital for 3 or 4 days, and each one of those has an officer with them 24/7, and that officer's position in the jail has to be covered because we still have to meet our staffing ratio. And so hospitalization has recently been a big factor in the cost of overtime, and that's one that's difficult to address unless you want to budget people to sit and not work when you don't have somebody in the hospital. It's one of those things we have to do. And turnover, uh, working in a jail is not a job for everybody. We have quite a few people that come here and they start working here and they don't work here very long. And sometimes they say it's just not for me. Other times they don't give a reason. They just don't stick around very long. That's a fairly common theme across the state when you talk to other, jail administrators, you talk to sheriffs or other chief deputies. It's fairly common to have high turnover in the jail. That chart up there, and I can print you a copy or send it to you or whatever if you want. That's just since the first part of September, start weekly tracking our jailer openings. And you can see that we've had 10 except for this one, what is that, a month period there? 1, 2, 3, maybe a month and a half. And here recently we've just had a spate of people that have, we've just had a bunch of jail staff leave, and right now we've got 15 openings in the jail. Some jailers, they leave just because they found a better job, whether it's in law enforcement or not. Recently we've had several people that have left and gone to work at United Regional in their security. Um, we also have issues of pay. People leave for better pay, and you have people that want to work patrol. A lot of times jail work is looked at as getting your foot in the door in law enforcement, which it is because it gets you exposure to the people that you're going to deal with, and it gives you experience in dealing with them, and that's actually experience it's valuable when people are looking at hiring new officers. But a lot of people leave. They don't come into a jail position intending to work their entire career as a jailer.